Perfect, man. This is gaming. Just final of revelation against mono red. Like now you have seen everything. And let's get some new cards. Let's enjoy the moment. It's 9, 12, 13 rats. Go, my minions. Go. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we have probably the most ridiculous Mindsplice Apparatus deck ever made, because we will be using this discount to summon a legion of rats with haste, and you will see it used surprisingly often today. So basically you get all this discount, you create X for like 10 or something, and it's 2-turn lethal. And by the way, if you also can time stop your opponent at their upkeep, they actually cannot really defend against it, and instance that they can play at the upkeep is what? Remove one of the tokens, so they die in the next turn anyway. So this is the idea. On top of this, we have also Final of Revelation, so we can literally shuffle whole library and play everything again, and you will even see it used. And with Season of Weaving we are getting 2 mana, draw 5 cards if we can set up Mindsplice Apparatus. We even have the Sauna, so we never run out of cards. And with that being said, let's go to the gameplay. We'll talk more about the deck and I will show you all the stats in the outro. So have fun and enjoy. Alright, so as you can see, we are against Esper with all the bouncy bounce. And we need to get into this 4 mana, drop Mindsplice Apparatus and try to overtake the game a little bit. And they will get all those juicy, nightmares to try to hit our hand. I think we will go with Roaring Furnace, literally to try to set it up and have it safe outside of the hand. Because as you can see, they can kill it. I'm not sure if we can go into Apparatus. I will be slightly optimistic and I will discard like this, assuming that we will get to 4 mana with Mindsplice Apparatus. We go with this, we go for the Furnace. Now it's safe outside of our hand, so Nightmares can never hit it. We probably need to really care about our lives total. We also have Torch the Tower and we can drop Apparatus on the next turn. Sorry, my voice is just cranky today like hell. Should be better. So let's see what our opponent is doing. Not much, not much. The talent is definitely not super scared right now. And I don't think we have to. Let's see if they try to protect it. It's not easy to protect it in this deck. They have definitely 1 play, but they need 2 plays. Alright, I mean that's something. We cannot counter spells because we hit the wrong mana. But we can still play the Apparatus, so everything we draw later will be extremely powerful. And they do not respect our stuff. Alright, so be it, my friend. And they will be pretty slow, and they are trying to play the value game, but I'm not sure if they realize that we are playing even better value game. I could also draw 2 cards with 3 steps ahead, if I really want, instead of Mindsplice Apparatus. And they probably cannot bounce it for 1 mana, unless they have Pixie. You know what, I will just go with this. I'm fine with it. This is a good card, but it's not like necessary for us. See? Now they will try to get the last card. And man, that was such a good call that I didn't go full Gridlord. We just decided, oh, here you go. Here's your discard. We are prepared and waiting. Alright, let's see. Alright, we can start removing... we will do it right now. It's super important to keep the board clear. As you have seen, they literally dealt half of our damage basically by never attacking. So this Nightmare is dealing so much damage. I really wanted to hit the land so we can go for the Sauna, but maybe on the future turns. We can always try using Fountainport slowly. Alright, bouncing stuff. That's how they like it. Oh man, they really don't like this Apparatus. That's fine. 10 damage by a single hopeless Nightmare. We'll go with In-Time Explosion, a great card. We of course do not discard anything, and we keep our hand. I hope that we will hit a land, but apparently we won't. Interesting. Very interesting. I could just try to go for this. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I think we really want to start hitting this stuff. We can just go this into this. I think this is good enough because I really am desperate to hit this land. It's super important that we hit it finally because it's so many turns. It's so many turns that I cannot, you know, we would get extra 4 cards if we flipped it already. So no, that's kind of the thing. All right, here's the crazy otter. Oh, I still cannot do it. Are you serious? Okay, sure. So we will make the treasure. Man, this has to be the most painful playing of a spell ever. Okay. Very interesting. I'm not sure what the benefit is, but we'll probably know very soon. They really want to deal some extra damage, but 1 is not too much. So we will go with the treasure. Okay. Man, like they will take it, so when we finally be able to flip this, it will be like 5 turns after it was relevant. It's fine, it's fine. So what can we do? We can draw 1 card, but it's probably not very good here. We could go Season of Weaving. We don't really want to get everything back, right? I think we just honestly draw cards here. We need to finally fix this absolutely awful hand that for some reason keeps happening here. Like, we drew 1/4 of the deck over just to hit this 1 card. Alright. Took forever, but we are finally there. So this is a free turn that our opponent got for us having like a really wonky draw. And let's see how much they can do with it. Yeah, they will probably just replay both of them. So 4, 6 damage, that's a lot. That is a lot of damage. But normally they wouldn't have this turn if we weren't forced to make those bad plays. But you know, it is what it is. I think we can try to recover here. Alright, finally we are getting those islands. So at least there's that. We can go for ill-timed explosion. We need to make some manual taps here. Like this is, you know, high-tech strategy right now. And this is probably the play, right? You know what? I will actually take the tap land. I think this is the play. A little bit scary situation, but I think we can fully stabilize it. We have counter spells. So when they play something irritating and scary, we just counter it. They want to kill us with Nightmare. They will keep bouncing it forever. As you can see. Let's counter at least this one. I really hope they don't have it and they will try to bounce it, but it is what it is. So they can take the card again. Let's go for this one, see what is on the top. It's a card. It is definitely a card. I might be forced to time stop when they do some crazy shenanigans. I think we have to. Here's the talent. We can kill the token, so this is not the biggest deal. Of course they get another level up, right? But we want to exile this guy. They still have another one, so they will take it back again. But at least we can do some, you know, some things. They know that we play counter spells, so they might be a little bit scared of playing their best card into this, but I think they will still do it. Or not. Or not. You know what? That means we have a free turn. So they're stacking for a huge turn here. But that means we can solve everything. Alright, let's keep drawing those cards so we get a little bit better on the board here. By the way, they paid 9 life out of the Painlands, like purely. Yeah, alright, so we will endure this card. They will probably play with this, target those two, then we time stop, then they do it again, and the second one resolves, but they cannot play anything. We could also try to get rid of Hopeless Nightmare. You know what? I like this play quite a lot. Because they have nothing to bounce. This will get exiled and they don't have this for the rest of the game. Unfortunately, we need to allow this one. At some point, they will literally kill themselves faster than we die. Alright. I'm not going for the play, but I think we can punish it. As long as they don't provide pressure, we can just, you know, chill a little bit. And we keep drawing a lot of cards every turn. I would love to draw my Mindsplice Apparatus. But we'll see if we can get there. Oh man, I still need more mana. I think we just go for this play. For some extra cards. We might draw counter spells as well. Here they go. Here they go. Of course we do not discard. Alright, that makes it a little bit easier. A little bit easier. That's fine. I'm not sure why they play this. Like, I know they can bounce it, but what is the value of this being in the board instead of their hand? I mean, not sure, not sure. They always have some permanence for this one. And here it comes, so let's counter it. This is the annoying part. We can also draw some cards, which will fix our hand a little bit. Man, what a battle! Like, this is crazy, because this is an aggro deck. Like, we literally fight an aggro deck right now. And we need a lot of mana for the next turns. Because we need to time stop on top of Mindsplice Apparatus, probably. Or we can also Sauna into time stop, so we can start drawing cards. That's fine, that's fine. As long as they keep drawing cards, it's okay. They whiffed, it's 4 cards, right? So sometimes you can whiff. Especially in... I mean, this deck doesn't run too many creatures, but they actually run some. Into the Roil. This is interesting draw. Alright. I probably want to start with this. We want to keep the pressure at absolute 0. And they don't really want to bounce it, to be honest. I think they will go for it, but I'm not sure if that's the best play. And the infinite loop is very strong, but it costs a lot of mana. You know what? I think we play like this. However, we go for double Fountainport here. Or I could go for this and go for Sauna. Which seems a little bit better. Alright, let's go like this. I like this play a lot. Because at some point we need to finally set it up. But you can see, we literally get so much pressure from literal turn 1 until now that we never could play even this card for a single turn. Like, this is insane how powerful those quick decks are. Alright, and now they don't have a way to indirect damage us. Yeah, I think we're getting closer and closer to winning this game. Talent, sure. Unfortunately for them, the real card they want, Hopeless Nightmare, is not an instant or sorcery, so they cannot take it back. And that's the big pain. They can take the bounce spell, but what do they bounce? Only talent, so as long as we keep removing those, it's fine. And also Into the Roil is extremely good at removing tokens. And of course they cannot really protect the tokens. So they went for full value game, and as you can see, we are slowly but surely breaking them on their own game. But we need to be careful, because it's close, it's close. Let's get some cards. They always keep this 2 mana. By the way, they dealt 11 damage due to the payments. Oh boy, they don't care about their life total, that's for sure. And every turn now we are getting more and more ahead thanks to the Sauna. Yeah, all we care about, honestly, is Hopeless Nightmare. As long as we can counter those 4 cards, they're going for it. And for the talent. That is fine. I think then we go for Into the Roil. Perfect. Man, we are getting some good progress here. And we still draw the cards. They do not respect the cards and we'll punish them for it. We can even time stop. Time stop is so good in the late game because it not only finishes their turn but also counters everything. They still have the loop, so let's allow this. We should be able to draw enough removal every turn so we can just kill them. And we still have 1 song in the deck, so we can just instantly... Oh man, we actually can go for lethal moment. moment, we draw the card. I just realized it. So I think we just play Silver Scrutiny if we have the mana. Yeah, I think the Mindsplice Apparatus is so good though. Alright, let's go. Let's go for it. They might even try to bounce it, which would be amazing. Man, this game is insane. It's still going. It's still going. No song. Alright. We don't really want the Painlands here. Song of Weaving is interesting. We definitely would love to get rid of this. If we can. So I think we'll just go for this and draw those cards. We could also cop it, but then they will go for this town. So it's not worth it. We just want all the answers. Torch the Towers will be perfect for this. Here we go. Both of the cards we wanted. How much damage can we deal? 7? No, 6? Yeah, 7 exactly. So we cannot kill them. We can kill them on the next turn. They don't know about it. They think that the game will go forever, but that's not the case. And they cannot do anything about it. Yeah, I think the game is long. Man, this is insane. I think they dealt like 12 damage by simple, you know, Hopeless Nightmare, just bouncing it over and over. And let's draw cards, cause why not? Cause why not? Yeah, and on the next turn we go for the song. Oh, they think like now we actually don't care. As long as the play doesn't kill us, we fully ignore it. We pass the turn. Oh, we didn't discard? I guess they did it. Alright, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's just Hopeless Nightmare. And then we time stop it. So we ignore all the other cards if they go for... So they were grinding every turn since start of the game because they think they can outvalue us. But this is incorrect and we will win this on the next turn. And they don't know about it. So most likely they will keep grinding, not knowing that this turn is very different. And we'll show them why it is different. Sure. As you can see, the whole deck doesn't like redo anything if they don't have the Nightmare. Like they just keep bouncing stuff and bouncing. But the fact that aggro deck can do it and go for infinite value, it's kinda crazy. Yep, it doesn't kill us, we ignore it. And I might even replay the apparatus, sure. This is something they can craft later, but there won't be later, so we don't really care. Alright. And I think this is finally the turn for this song to happen. And oh boy, it took us a long time to set it up, but we are finally here. So, let's enjoy the moment. It's 9, 12, 13 rats. Go, my minions, go. And burn our opponents. Our opponent never expected this. Yep, and that was enough. Man, what a game. Going first with Torch the Tower into... And for some reason, whenever I see the Scorching Dragonfire, I absolutely love this card. I think we should draw more. Famous last words. Like every time I say this, I think, okay, I will get mana screwed and then I will get the comment that I should have taken the land. But no, the correct decision that every second card should be a land, so at some point you should draw them. So what do we do here? And we will have to torch the tower, so let's go for it now. Well, it's great. And also Scorching Dragonfire Exile, so we don't need to keep torch the tower for that. If that was, for example, go for the throw, sometimes it's better to go for the throw the small creature, so we can exile the mouse. And mouse has always small stats anyway, right? Let's go for the... oh yes, that's exactly what we want to see. Let's get rid of the challenger. This is, you know, mono red with green. That means they have 1 mana protection spells. And there's also mono red with white that have 1 mana protection spells. They figured out that as long as those creatures don't die, you cannot lose the game. That's basically the play. I think we set up Mindsplice Apparatus. We take this damage, rightfully, but it will be worth it in the long run. And with each timed explosion, we will get the value very quickly. We also don't target anything. 3 damage is acceptable. It always hurts, but they're actually very low on the damage so far, thanks to our good opening. That's why you need those removal cards at first 3 turns. Here's the mouse. Mousy mousy. Rabbit, mouse. Oh man, they won't like it. They won't like it. That's game. They just lost. Here comes the Mindsplice Apparatus, and the second one is perfect for discarding. Yeah, it's game. Our opponent knows exactly that the game ended here. However, I still want the land. I really want the land, but look at this value, like... Okay, I'm into the roiling. I'm into the roiling. It's my favorite card, but it's weak. Okay, it's weaker than ending your opponent's turn. I have to admit it. Not a land here. We will get enough. So, our opponent can make some hasters, so they can, you know, hit for some extra damage, hopefully. But it doesn't seem that they're going for it. I mean, sure, let's take it. We should probably end their turn, right? If they go for a single point of damage, it doesn't do anything. That means we can use this as a counterplay, so we will trade it for one of their cards on top of ending their turn. And if they do it before dealing damage, they will actually miss the combat phase as well. 1 damage is fine. Yep. All those cool effects on the stack. Well, not anymore, my friend. Your turn has ended. I wanted to say something more, but I had absolutely blank expression in my mind, like there was nothing. Let's draw those 5 cards to, you know, help us win a little bit more. That's why we play Season of Weaving, so we can refill after we already have the thing. We absolutely go for the Blazon, you know, instant speed sweeper, seems about right. Seems about right. The mana is not exactly perfect, we would prefer to not, you know, tap the Painland, but it's okay. Alright, so what would happen? We can draw cards, we can create a copy. I think we just bounce it. For a single point of mana. I could kill it with Blast Zone, but I think this is a little bit better overall. And they will replay it on the next turn, of course, on the same turn, of course. Alright. I would love to draw cards. I guess there was no reason to not to, because I don't have blue mana, so I should pay the kicker. I should pay the kicker, my bad. Do we have... Oh yes, we absolutely have enough. How much do we have? 5, 8, plus 4. Perfect, man! This is gaming, just final of revelation against mono red. Like, now you have seen everything. And let's get some new cards, some new lands, the coolest ones. And that should probably be enough to win the game. And of course no maximum hand size, because why would it be a thing? You know what, let's clear the board like this. We need still some more cards. Just a true control player, having what, 14 cards and drawing more. We get rid of 1 land and 1 something that does something. Mindsplice Apparatus. They can try to pump it in response, but it's not enough damage. I think our opponent is nice enough to actually play it out, so I appreciate it a lot. We also have a counter spell. I mean, this is I love playing game like this with, you know, no maximum hand size and stuff. Let's counter it. 3 extra cards is a little bit too much, even for an aggro deck. Alright, and I mean, when we untap it, it gets so much worse for them. And the Blast Zone is always there, just safeguarding us against anything that can, you know, happen wrong. So I think we'll just draw 5 cards. You know what, I think I still need more. Let's go for like 9 cards. That should be a good start, right? 9 new cards. Thank you. Way better. I feel that I'm slowly getting card advantage over this aggro deck. And I'm having so much fun. I would love Magic to be games like this every time. So I think our opponent is nice enough to wait for the win con. We need to draw one of our 2 songs, and we'll try to go a little bit harder on the next turn. And let's see. We'll go for like... Listen, I will go for all the cards. We will keep 1 mana, so this is 10, 16, 16. So we pay this. I think this is the correct tap. Because I'm not playing it because this is a good play. Like, this is getting ridiculous. I'm making it because I don't want to overtake our opponent's time. Because he was kind enough to let us show the win con. Like, they know they've lost. So let's go for this one. How much mana do we have now? It's 8, 11, 18, so we go for 16. Because it's 2 turn lethal. Oh, let's go like this, so we have counterplay. Alright, and those rats really can eat some aggro players. And here we go, our opponent has 1 more play. We have double removal for it, so whatever they will draw, we will just instantly remove it. And that's a game. So I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. Alright, we're on the draw, however we have removal, we have Mindsplice Apparatus, so we have the setup. We just need to draw something that gives us cards and we should be golden. Unless our opponent leaves the game on turn 3, because they lost their creatures. Novice Inspector, cool. On the play. Let's go for the Mountain. And I mean, if we fake stop, it should be bad. It should be beforehand. But you know, let's go. Let's go. Sometimes it makes them think. Alright, and now we actually have the counterplay. This is Result Reinforcements, right? Unless they want to draw with this. Easy. And the next will be probably Warden or a Knight of Fails. Huh. This is a rough one. I could try to kill something to prevent Knight of Fails, but it's never a good play. Alright, if they attack, that would be perfect, because that means they cannot convoke anything. I know I could prevent 1 damage, but it's not worth it. Alright, we go for this one. I just want to keep some pressure off the board. And I wanted to make sure that they don't play Warden, because when they get some crazy value, they Gleeful Demolition or something, like, it's hard to stop. And now we are prepared with another Fires of Victory, and now we have a Sweeper on the next turn. Alright, so we don't mind this one. Alright, we are getting there, man. It's not easy, but we are getting there. I would love to drop Mindsplice Apparatus. 4 damage, a lot. We'll have to sweep this. I wonder if they have another Result Reinforcements. Gateway, sure. Good for them, good for them. This will help for the rest of the game, but at least not for now. We go for the Reef. Can we do it? No, not against the Gateway. Let's go. I think it's Time Stop. It's a little bit too expensive. And we don't need the Silent. A Blast Zone can be very nice. So we sweep the board really hard. We cycled some cards and we made sure that the board... Please don't scoop. Please don't scoop. Alright. What is the play? They really want to touch their clues. Alright, Gleeful Demolition. 3 cards in 1. Always nice to see. So I think we'll just go with the Blast Zone and try to work from there. We have a long way to go here. I would love to remove this counter so we can kill tokens, right? No non-permanent. Yep. If we could remove this, that would be perfect. I really don't want to take this damage, you know? And this bounces non-land, non-token permanent, so it actually won't get rid of this. So that's not perfect. I really think we need to go for Fires of Victory here. And good call, good call. We get some value. And we need to clear the board a little bit before we go crazy here. You can see that this is way less pressure, and now we can set up Mindsplice Apparatus. It wasn't easy, but we are getting there. We are absolutely getting there. Alright. This is the damage that we are taking for the sake of the future, and finally, we play the game that we wanted. Alright, now we can go for Season of Weaving, and let's start going a little bit crazy. Let's draw 5 cards. That should be a good start to stabilize the board. And here we go with all the tools that we need to win the game. I will keep Torch the Tower probably. Yep. Moment you hit Mindsplice and untap, man, the game is just perfect. Alright, let's go for it. We kill it, and our opponent... I think they might not have more creatures, like they spammed all those inspectors and reinforcements, but after Sweeper they have absolutely nothing. And now we can start going a little bit crazier. You know what? I think this is the time to reverse the karma. So this is 8, 7, 9. Let's go. You like a lot of small creatures, huh? With haste. Here you go. That's how we do it. It feels like absolute justice. Oh boy. And they don't like it. They don't like the rats. Alright, our opponent is going first, and I think we have a pretty decent hand. The red mana will hurt us, but at least we can play Mindsplice Apparatus. We have potentially steaming Sauna, so you know there's some upsides. Let's see what our opponent is using. Blue mana into talent. Alright. I mean, Blast Zone might have a lot of targets here. If they bounce something, it will be talent. I will still wait with it. Maybe you can catch something. I don't think they can pump as high that, you know, this gets protected. And it's not like they will bounce it, because of course it's not a card, so, you know, not the best play. Sure. Sure. We'll discard an island. To be honest, Painland could be good. But let's go for the safe road. Blast Zone can't hit them super hard. Alright, and this is the moment. You need to time it. If you miss the moment, you can actually get hit by 3 and lose your removal, so don't do it. Don't do it unless you really have to. By the way, we played so far in this game, I just want to point out, we played a land into 1-drop. And look at our opponent, he's basically in his late game. Man, it's getting quick there. So let's go for the furnace. We want to keep the board clear, and you know they don't have any haste effects, so if you keep the board clear you know that you are not getting damage except Hopeless Nightmares. So that's something, that's always something. We need to get into this Apparatus and Blast Zone. Probably will discard the Reef. It would be so much easier to play this on the play, because we would actually be playing Apparatus on the next turn already, but now we are so far from it. But we'll see, we'll see. Fear of Isolation, they want to go for those cards. I'm not super surprised. So this will be Shivan Reef. Oh boy, this is a good card, but it's so incredibly slow on the draw. Like, man, imagine 3 mana to counter something, it's so expensive. I'm not sure if we can take it. It's not a bad card, but it's not good enough. Not good enough in this situation. Do I want to kill this? It gives us solid value. You know what, let's go. Because we have exactly 3 cards, we prevent all the bounce shenanigans. This is extremely good, because if they bounce it, that basically gives them another bounce, which means another bounce. And as you can see, that's all you need to do. Alright, going first. This is exactly what I want to see. Let's go with the Mountain and show some priority. So our opponent is like, oh no, it's another mono-red Enjoyer. And we are like, no. Alright, Rise the Past. So if we have to, we will fire some Victory or something. We'll probably try to counter it. Yep, this is definitely the target. The best stats, the most damage. Let's go. And we kinda traded turn 3. We definitely need to draw a land though. I really hope we will. Not the right land, but I'll take it at this point. I will absolutely take it. We have priority, so we don't need to fake anymore. I need to get into Mindsplice Apparatus. Like, we have so much to do here. We pretend that we don't use removal, because it seems that they want to protect their next creature. And we pretend that we allow all the creatures that do not do anything. Alright, this is huge. This is our man. If we drop this, game completely. Man, I tell you, they keep scooping to this, like I cannot play the game, everyone just keeps scooping. Alright, well, what a hand. I'm not sure how it will go, but we'll try our best. We'll try our best. Another bounce deck, huh? Okay, with this draw I will change my strategy. So the idea was that I wanted to play this and scry and get better draws, but with this we can actually double remove in a row. Sure, this creature alone is not scary, we wait for the real play. Sure. I mean, we are just Mono Red right now. we transformed into Mono Red, the ultimate standard deck. However, our is a little bit more fun. 1 damage acquired. You go for it. So they obviously need to do something to pump it, because they realize, oh, that's a good play. That is a good play. However, we have a good answer for it. So actually Kaito is not very scared for this deck, contrary to all the other decks, because this can hit Planeswalkers and it's so much damage that it always kills Kaito. So they basically got 1 card and that's it. And you know what? I'll take it. Here you go, Kaito. What you deserve for all of those games that you got me. Alright, Fires of Victory, absolutely. We can keep removing creatures. So my favorite part is when you can pay 5 mana for Fires of Victory. That's where you are always ahead. And I think we don't super care about... I mean, I think at this point I might try to kill this, because we have double blue for the counter spell. So that makes it a little bit easier to get rid of the follow-up, whatever it is. So we learned that Kaito is a thing. And now we have enough value and enough tempo, so we can actually prevent all of this. It's so important that you can also prevent the next play. Yep. And now we are entering the stage when we can start doing cards while also interacting with our opponent. And that should give us a lot of power over the game. Alright, I really hope for something. I'm not using the counters, but this card is amazing. So even though we got mana screwed here, I'm fine with it. At some point they need to do stuff and then we'll react and we'll get all the value anyway. I could get 1. Oh, the greed. It's taking me over. No. No. We don't allow the greed. As long as we have all the answers, they cannot do anything to us. Like, all this deck does is like bounce stuff. Thank you for participating. They can try to counter it, but then we Fires of Victory, so it's fine. Counter, yes, you can see, they can absolutely do nothing here. So, have you enjoyed today's games? You can tell me in the comments, because I think they were pretty, like, intense. Like, I honestly think that they will end way faster than they did, but our opponent just had the way to just keep it going forever. And thanks to this, we were able to show you the, the cool win con of just rats eating your opponent. I mean, it just sounds so wholesome. So, oh man, what a day. And you know what? I actually tried 2 different decks and they absolutely fizzled so hard that I need to scrap everything. There were like skeletons decks, they were fun, but they didn't work at all. However, this one performed for me. We went 6-3. And before we talk more about this, because there's something behind those stats, huge thank you to our patrons for supporting us every single day. Really thank you guys, I hope you are having a great time, and yeah, what more to say, just huge thank you. And about the deck, in all honesty, we went 6-3. But I wouldn't recommend crafting this deck. I'll tell you, I think that we are just lucky, because every game it felt like we should lose and somehow we won. So I'm not sure, like, the stats show that the deck performed, but I wouldn't go for the ladder on this. I'll be honest, Izzet is in such a rough spot right now, especially as a control, especially as a Mindsplice Apparatus, because the playing pattern of this kind of deck is that you fall behind and then you recover. However, it's hard to recover if you have your opponent has threats you cannot answer to. Artifacts, enchantments, damage. Like, you need so many different answers, and it's not as big of a deal in like Dimir decks, because you can always mill your opponent when you have enough mana. You just stall the game, and then mill 30 cards. Easy. Or just steal their stuff with robbery, so you can fight on even terms. Here you actually cannot remove enchantments, you cannot remove, you know, all those pesky artifacts. if in case like you need to set up Mindsplice Apparatus, then you need to find some card draw, and then from the card draw you need to draw one of your win cons and also some removal. So this is very inconsistent in my experience. It worked out perfectly, but I think that it was like a lucky streak, to be honest. Like, it didn't feel powerful, and it feels much weaker than, for example, Azorius Control. However, I know there is fans on the channel, and I think this was a good old try, and it worked. I enjoyed it, so I think this is as good as we'll get with Izzet Control. And I think with Song of Totentanz we have some epic, great final for this deck. It worked out, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think it's too weak and too inconsistent, and the bounce spells really have a field trip with Mindsplice Apparatus, because they just keep bouncing it every time you stack like more than one counter. So that makes it very hard to play into it. You can, but it's hard. So I hope you enjoyed this honest review. Thank you for watching as always. If you want to support the channel, check out the Patreon memberships, or just like and subscribe. It all helps a lot. This is not a huge channel. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a great time, and see you tomorrow.